That is rude, isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay, we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to JHB Performance Horses and our come along journey with money. Today is week 3, ride number 4, and um, today we're gonna kind of go back over the stuff we worked on yesterday and the day before. We're gonna kind of see how that is, and today we're gonna probably lope more circles and trot a little bit more. Try to make sure she's more comfortable loping around, traveling at a good cadence and a good speed. And we're not going to work on our stops a whole lot. I mean, if she goes to stop and she's bad, then obviously we will work on that. But if it's good and she gives good effort, then her stop isn't going to be a big priority today. Today I'm going to focus more on making sure that she's riding between my legs, getting off the bridle a little bit, and traveling in a good, like I said, good cadence, good rhythm. Um, like I said, listening to my legs, bending around my legs, all that kind of stuff. We're going to work on, today I'm going to work a little bit more on um, like be a little more firm and precise with how I want her to be when I go to bridle her. So right there, when she wants to bow away from me, well, we're just gonna just show her that that's better if she stays over here. And if she doesn't want to, that's fine. We'll just pressure there. Like I said, we're gonna get her to where we can put our hand up here and like, I don't want her rooting her head up. And like I said yesterday, man, she's got such a long mane and forelock. I want her to bring her head here and just be better about, and today was better than yesterday, like about that. But what do you got, a bunch of hay in your mouth still that you were packing around? And like I said, after I put the bridle on her, I'm just going to go back and kind of reinforce that. Get your head down and relax. You notice a lot of what we try to do is put your head down and relax. And that's just because the nature of what we want her to do at the end of the day is to do her job. And then when her job's done, I want her to relax. Now I'm going to keep that on my saddle because tomorrow when I take her up to the indoor, then I'm going to introduce her to a roping dummy, and I might see how she does and with a rope and get her, maybe track a roping dummy around a bit, see how that goes. So there, I like that. And today I'm actually gonna see, a little more full of herself today. She just stepped right off right there with a little bit of enthusiasm. Oh, I like that. Good girl. Well, right there. If she doesn't like that, well, she's gonna have to learn how to deal with it. I'm just gonna go back and I'll get her to bring her head down. And I'm just gonna flip that over her ears. You'll notice, well, maybe you won't. When I bring her head down after I'm done, I do what's called rub it away. Like, I put the pressure on, I asked her to put it down, and then I pet her. Good job. Tell her that was a good job. Rub all the pressure away from there. Good. Oh. Yesterday, Kylie was riding her, and we had the stirrups shortened. That would have been fun to climb up on there and have my knees all the way up in my lap. We'll probably go over along the fence and do some rollbacks at a trot. See how that goes. And I'm gonna start being a little bit more firm with her when I grab a hold of the bridle. If she wants to lean on it, then I'm gonna kind of bump on her maybe a little bit today and say, hey, it's time to pay attention there. Oh, nope. With that comes a little bit more intensity out of me, I guess. So I still got to be careful about that. And make sure just because I'm trying to be more firm, I'm not riding with more energy or anything like that, right? And that's something I need to, I don't like it when she just roots it back like that. I want her to just, when I take that, when I give it back, there. And she feels like she's ready to go to work today. She wants to get going and do something. But whenever they feel that way, you just got to spend a little bit more time, make sure that even though you want them to get ready to go to work and do that, they still got to step by step be along right there. I'm just going to bump on her. Not get ahead of us. She still's got to wait for me, listen, do what I ask. Right there, because she rooted her nose out when I did that. I'm not going to pull her head down, but I'm just going to hold my hands down here steady and say, hey, there's a little bit of pressure there. You don't need to root against that anymore. You know, and this is kind of the ugly and one of the steps of this, but there. It is a necessary step. And I've been really soft and quiet with my hands, but today I'm gonna kind of be a little more, like right here, I'm gonna hold on her face a little bit until I'm just gonna keep kind of squeezing with my legs until she comes down and gets off that bridle. There. And like I said, I'm not gonna pull her head right down and bridle her up or anything like that, but I want her, I want to start, if I get a hold of her face right here. There, ooh, that was good. I don't want her reaction for her head to go up here when there's pressure on her face. Pressure on her face means to come down here and get away from it. And so how I work on that, and this will be like, this is kind of the first time I'm really working on that, is I'm still driving her around with my legs, kind of squeezing with my thighs and my knees a little bit just to keep her walking forward. I'm gonna hold steady pressure and just kind of act like I'm picking up on it. And you see I have my hands wide and kind of down low here. I'm just gonna hold that because she's pushing against it and she's rooting her nose up. And then as soon as she brings her head down and gives to that, there, right there, then I'm gonna release. It's the same, everything is pressure release. Everything you teach them is pressure release. And how you release is, like, if you are really good at seeing when they give and releasing really quickly to that, then your horse will get really soft. Good job. And if you're really slow at releasing when you're doing pressure, like I said, if I'm right there, good. Now she brought her head down once, like a little bit, and then she brought it down again. I released the first time. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it every time because I by no means am. But the better you can be at that, right there, she wanted to step around. She still has to stay between my legs when I'm doing this. But back to what I was saying, the quicker you can recognize them giving to the pressure and take the pressure away, the better, quicker, softer your horse will be at the end of the day. If you're holding on that all the time and then they give to it and you continue to hold, like it's the same thing as what I was saying with my turnaround. If I put my leg on and ask her to turn around and then she does it, but then I ask her for 10 more steps before I release my cue, especially the first 2 or 3 times I'm going to ask her to do that, well, she's going to become dull to my leg. My leg's not going to mean anything to her. And it's the same thing with your hands up here on her face. Like right here. There. Good job. I didn't even get a chance to talk about it, but I'm going to pick up with my hand. So I'm going to kind of talk about it a little bit before I even do it. I'm going to grab a hold of the reins with my hands, put pressure on her face. And then as soon as she gives right there, I'm going to release that pressure. Now, and it's the same thing. I'm not going to go, because she gave to that, I'm not going to go ride her around and hold her face down and really just harp on that for the next 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to go along and I'll kind of check on it right there. Especially if she picks her head up here when I pick on it, that's when I'll get a little more like firm and I'll bump on it a little bit if I have to and tell her, hey, if I pick there like that, if I pick up my reins, I want her nose to come down. And like I said, doesn't have to go down between her legs. She just has to give to the bit. Every person's different. If you were a reiner, you would work their head clear down to the ground because that's what reiners want. Team ropers, cow horse people, they kind of like them up in the shoulders a little bit more with their head up, but they still want them to break at the pull. I'm going to put my leg on and we're going to work on this now, go the other way. It's the same thing over here. She still has to listen to my leg. Get soft. And there's a difference between putting your nose, like rooting your nose down at the ground and getting soft to the bridle. Like I said, I don't want her to put her head down. I just want her to give her chin to the bit, like to the pressure, kind of in a sense, the direction that I'm holding it. Right there, she wants to bow over, so I'm gonna ask her. And because she leaned on that so hard, I'm actually gonna push her all the way around over here, just to say, hey, my leg means something. Listen to it. There, good job. Right here, put my leg on. There, She stepped wide. Good. And I mean, we're out here in the snow. It's not a comfortable arena to walk around in, so she's got to kind of pay attention to where she's keeping her feet. I'm gonna put my leg on over here. Yeah, good. Man, I like how feely she is. I'm gonna do the same thing at a trot as I was doing before. Make sure she's traveling how I want her. Now I can feel her already. She wants to go to work, and this is what I was saying the other day, is she's trying to be ahead of you. So because of that, and that's why we're gonna work on this a bit more today, I just want her to trot at this cadence. We've done a lot of work at a walk, and it's time to kind of do a lot more, not a lot more, but have more days where we do some things at a trot and get her kind of in shape, for one, to go to work, and get her comfortable just working at a trot, working at a lope. And so now I'm going to switch directions. I'm going to put my leg on, move her over here, and make sure she's going to travel. She's a tick more spicy today, but that's fine. And this is what I was talking about. This is why we're doing more trotting today. Is because when I ask her to trot, I just want her to trot and stay trotting. I don't want her to lope. I don't want her to go back to a walk. I just want her to trot. So that's why I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just kind of check on her face a little bit. Make sure she's traveling between my legs. We're not trotting circles per se right now. I just want this nice shape. I want her to listen to my leg if I ask her to widen out right there. She's got this nice banana shape to her going around my leg. I'm gonna widen her out. Widen her back out. There you go. Now if I had to do that 3 or 4 times right there, then I would step her off, counter arc her all the way across herself and make her listen to my leg. But I just asked her twice and she kind of did what I wanted. So now she's kind of traveling. I don't have to pull on her face. Just guiding her a little bit, use my legs. She's still kind of rushing. That means she wants to kind of step off into a lope right there, but I haven't asked her to. I have thought about it 2 or 3 times, but I didn't ask her. And every time I have thought about it, she did speed up, which must mean that as I'm thinking about it, I must be squeezing with my legs or getting ready. But right now, I really want to make sure I'm consistent with my cues. What's wrong, Kai? The cameraman girl she's trying to make sure she's better today than she was yesterday too. So she's trying to make sure she's following. Huh? What's up? We've been trotting for a little while and she's been doing pretty good. What was that, Kylie? Oh, she's multitasking. She's on the phone with her friends while she's also filming. So, huh? Why? Now, the more abrupt that you want her to take off, like if I were to cluck at her really loud, she would take right off right there. But if I want her to just step off nicely, I'm gonna do it as kind of quiet as I can and just squeeze my legs a little bit, make sure she's listening to my leg right there. We're still working out the kinks there. And today, before I'm gonna lope her off, I'm gonna make sure she's paying attention and doing everything I want at a trot first. Because if you can't get it at a trot, then there's no way you can do whatever you're trying to work on at a lope. And I mean, if I have to, then maybe we will just trot today. But the plan was to work on our lopes with more circles today. But sometimes you have to adapt. So right here, I'm gonna, there, like that. She kept kind of crashing into that barrel, so we're just gonna use it to make sure she's paying attention to my leg. Now you see, well, I don't know if you can see, I try to, whenever I go to step her out, I put my leg on. But like I said, I try to act like as though my hands are attached to her shoulders right here, especially when I'm riding two-handed. If I want her to go over here to the right, then I'm gonna go like this, pick up, put my leg on, ask her to move over. Same thing if I wanted to go over here to the, I'm gonna move my hands over. See that? Put my leg on. Now she didn't really want to, she wanted to kind of bow there. Whew. Against that a little bit. So I'm just gonna go back to that. There, nice. And that kind of gets her close, gets her to where, like I said, one day, there, I'll just use my hands, and that kind of mimics, like that rein against her neck right there, kind of mimics using one hand. Now she's been bringing her nose down, but she stays like pulling on the bit right there. So I'm gonna just kind of be a little bit firm and say, no, I didn't want you to put your head down on the ground. I wanted you to get off the bridle. There's a difference. What? I don't know. You never can tell with these things. Well, the cameraman thinks I need to wrap it up, but we're not anywhere ready to wrap it up today. So she's just gonna have to deal with it. The joys of being a horse trainer's kid. Now she seems to be traveling it a lot better. pace. There she actually, because we went around that barrel last time, and she thought that we were just gonna go around it this time, so kind of switched it up on her, made sure she's listening to me. Man, she all right there, she stepped off in the wrong lead, so put my leg back. Nope. Nope. There. That's better. I like that better today. Maybe. I think because we spent some time working on our speed control at a trot, and when I asked her to lope off, she didn't quite run off like she did before. Or yesterday, she kind of got a little sped up, and I had to spend some time asking her to ease, but that's my bad right there. You gotta be careful with the words you use, especially when you spend time in the round pen teaching them how to go around at a walk or a trot or a lope off of voice commands. You can't say certain words, otherwise they hear them. Oh. No, Kylie. I don't know. I told you, we'll see. We have to see how we go. Now, because I loped her the one direction, I have to lope her the other direction. And so, but we're gonna go back to a walk for a little while, let her catch her breath. You don't want to just do it one way and do it the other way again right on top of each other, especially if she's tired. And if we're going to try to work on something, you don't want to work on something if they're tired, because when they're tired, their brain shuts off. And then they just get frustrated and mad. So, oh. Look at that, nice looking chew. Just be on top of her. I'm gonna, no, work on soft bending her, flexing her here. Oh, no, we're just gonna get soft and give to that there. That's better. If you spend a lot of time softening them up left and right, like I am, then they get a lot softer to the bridle down. Like side to side creates breaking at the pull easier and softer, because they already know how to give to pressure. Then now it's just pressure in a different way. So, and that's why, like I said, everything is all about pressure and release. Like I said, teach them turn around. You pressure, you put your leg on, you ask them to turn around, and then you release it when they do it. Same thing if you're trying to bridle them up a little bit or something like that. You put a little bit of pressure, and then when they do it, you give. Same thing when you're coming to the side. You put a little bit of pressure. When they give, you give. You know? And that's the timing of it, too. The timing of it is what creates soft horses or dull horses, like I was talking about earlier in the video. the timing, everything is about timing. If you can give to it at the correct time, then you get a better result at the end of the day. And then you have a nice, happy horse. We're gonna go back to what I was talking about. I'm gonna lope her around this way now. Just make sure she's traveling at a trot. You want to be careful when you do this, especially early on, that you don't just go lope her off right away, because then they'll start to miss when you want to trot off. Right there, she's trying to get a little bit ahead of me. Hey. She's trying to figure out how to be done, but that's fine. You can try to be done, but we're not yet. And sometimes you just have to work past all this stuff. This is part of the process. There. Look at that. Just a nice little smooch to her. Barely even did it. And she just lopes off. Nice and relaxed. Listen to my leg there, like that. Oh. There. Hey. I was thinking about stopping her that time coming across the center there, which now I can't do. No. Hey, hey. There. Now here. Hey. There. Oh. Oh, jeepers. There. That was better. Got her loping around both ways. I'm actually going to get off her right there. That is the end of today's ride. We had to spend more time. Got her a little bit tired working on our gait at a trot. And like I said, you can always kind of have an idea of what you want to do with your horse. Kind of got her a little bit sweated up there, but sometimes you have to adapt, change your plan, but you also have to know when to get off. I'm hoping that was the correct spot to get off. I mean, tomorrow we'll find out. But we worked on our trotting around. We worked on our loping around a bit, and that was, something I wanted to work on today more than anything else. And like I said, along the way, we had to work on our trotting a little bit more than I thought we would. I should take this bridle off, actually. And so, in the process of that, we ended up spending time. And like I said, if you get them all tired, like if I were to just get her all tired right now, and then I wanted to keep trying to train on her just because I felt like I wanted to, then she would just get tired, her brain would start to shut off, and it wouldn't be very beneficial. It wouldn't be beneficial to her. In my mind, if you, like I said, right there when I loped around, especially when I sat down and asked her to stop, she stopped so nice, and she loped the circles good right there at the end, and kind of did what I asked her to. So I thought that was a good spot to quit her for the day. Like I said, especially because it's getting colder. It's the sun dropped down. We were a little bit later today again. Kylie had basketball, and so I had to go help coach. And yeah, we got out here. Try to get it done before it was dark so that we aren't filming in the dark all the time. But like I said, she seems like she got it. She loped around good. She's licking and chewing at the end of the day. Like, that is a sign of a horse that understands and is happy, in my mind. So anyways, like I said, if you like these videos, keep watching. Thank you.